When you're planting seeds, it means there has to be something to receive it. And that's been the fun part. People have been both the joy and the challenge.
Just planting the seeds within the local church and watching how, not just in my ministry, but in other people's ministries, including my own spouse's ministry, how certain lay people that perhaps, had not been seen as having leadership skills or didn't come forward with that, suddenly start to blossom and really become leaders in the church and sort of catch fire, and their fire in turn sparks fires for other people.
And I particularly enjoyed the times when I would see that light come on in a layperson's eyes. We would be studying something and I would say, oh, they really had an insight there. They heard God speaking to them at that moment.
Because it's just always great fun, just a joy to see people's eyes light up and kind of have this aha experience.
That aha gestalt moment that people have when they begin to tie the fact that all these stories are related to tell us one story.
When they finally make connections and understand how the scriptures all sort of fit together.
And it's just, to watch that blossom and unfold, I mean, that is a joy, a true joy.
The opportunities I've had to work with people who are going into the ministry and to have some kind of influence in that, especially when I was on the cabinet, that was the case. It was great joy to be able to work with people who were showing potential for ministry and moving forward in that.
I'll tell you what I am proud of, the stuff I have seen grow that I thought was cool, is there's about a half a dozen folks out there that had been in my congregations who are now preaching. They either looked at me and said, if he can do it, anybody can. There's something like that, but anyway, it's kind of cool to see that going on.
Part of my life has been going on mission trips, and those have been very important to me as a foundational element of my own belief system, if you will.
To see people who you had to coax and prod and bargain with and all kinds to get them to go, and they would get there and they'd say, this is great, why haven't I done this before? And then they would go back.
Just everything that makes up the life of ministry really shares God's love in very tangible ways.
It has been a privilege for me to share His love and grace with others as they've experienced grief, sorrow, sadness in their lives.
There was one year that I had more funerals than there were weeks in the year. It averaged about 2 funerals a week. But the excitement of it was to see folks walk through that process.
When you can be there and help a family get through one of the most difficult times ever and see that they are comforted and that God is at work in their lives and that they have hope, then that's really a true gift to the family and to the ministry that you're involved in.
Often I think I've had as much or more influence, touched people's lives perhaps as much in terms of families. I've touched their lives more perhaps even than residents.
The excitement and the dynamic of human beings, seeing them grow in their faith, and being an integral part of that, whether it's in tragedy or an abundant joy, that probably is one of the greatest experiences I've had in my ministry, just being with people.